So a group of MPs says the next government should consider a ban on smartphones for under 16s. Dr. Susie Davies, founder of the charity Papaya, that stands for Parents Against Phone Addiction in Young Adolescents. Is this ban a good idea?
Well, I think the one thing that's really clear in this report is that the benefits of unlimited access to smartphones and social media are far less than the risks. So we really need to be thinking, how can we change that round for children so that they can stay safe online? And I do think in the current climate, it's going to be really hard to regulate children's smartphone use without a ban. So yes, I think it is a good idea. There's lots of solutions that other people are looking at, but none of them really protect children from the many harms of the internet, from cyberbullying, from internet pornography, from the damage to their self-esteem. And I think looking at the way tech companies are failing to regulate social media sites, looking about the difficulty Ofcom have got enforcing these rules, I do think a ban is probably the only way to keep our young people safe in this current time.
I mean, in practical terms, how would that be implemented? And there must be some concerns of government overreach with a ban.
There are lots of concerns, and really the problem is not just the smartphone, it's the apps that are on it. So obviously you could ban smartphones and then young people could have the same social media apps on their iPads. So really, I think what we're looking at is, how do you protect young people from accessing inappropriate content via internet browsers and via downloading social media apps? And obviously that is a complicated issue, looking at age verification, looking at the digital age of consent. But really, again, with the amazing technological advances we've got, I think we can use these to make sure that young people are not accessing these sites and not having smartphones that are able to access the internet or web browsers. And although that is complicated, there's a whole new range of phones coming out that do not allow young people to download these apps and have web browsers. And I think this is a practical solution moving forward for young people.
And how have you handled smartphone use for your kids?
Yes, so I have 3 adolescent children. I think I have been really proactive with my own family smartphone use. When my eldest child was 10, I was working as a university GP and seeing the massive mental health problems in young adults. And I had a sort of epiphany moment that I didn't think a smartphone was going to be good for her well-being. So they've all had basic phones. They've then had phones without internet browsers on, very limited access to social media. My eldest daughter is now 16. She has about 20 minutes a day of screen time. Partly she is working for her GCSEs, but that's partly her choice as well, because she's seen the negative impact it can have on her ability to concentrate. So I think as a family, we've had tech-free times at meals, tech-free times in the bedroom. We've not allowed our children to have unlimited access to the internet. And although it hasn't been an easy journey, the reason I set up Papaya was to help parents work together so that they don't feel that their children are alone. So I actually found another group of parents when my eldest was going up to secondary school who all agreed to delay the first smartphone, and that way she wasn't on her own. And actually there's a huge growing momentum in the UK through the Smartphone Free Childhood movement of like-minded parents coming together so that their children are not isolated and not the only ones without unlimited access to tech or smartphones.
Well, Dr. Susie Davies, founder of Parents Against Phone Addiction in Young Adolescents, thank you so much for joining us.